I just recently realized that veganism is Christianity. It's just another type of Christianity. And I realized that while talking to a vegan, and then I remembered talking to Christians or even Jews, like convinced Christians and Jews, people who are convinced in the Bible and the truth of the Bible. And I noticed that there's one specific argument that Christians or Zionist Christians or Jews make, and they say that through sin, death came into the world, by Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge, which is the sin. This is how death came into the world, and they claim that before there was no death. And then I ask them, but what's wrong about death? I mean, you need death. Things, animals have to die, because otherwise the whole world will just be overpopulated with everything, because nothing dies anymore. So it doesn't make sense. There has to be death. And then they start this whole spiral of ridiculous logic and ridiculous arguments where they say, no, but they just wouldn't make any babies anymore, the animals. Take the giraffes, to prevent the world from being just completely eaten by giraffes, because they eat plants and everything, So if the giraffes just multiply without dying, then the world will be full of giraffes. They will eat everything, and then there will be a desert, and what then? And then they say, no, but they won't make any more babies then. So why? So what? And then you ask, but if they don't make any babies, so there won't be any baby giraffes anymore? But they're cute, what's wrong with baby giraffes? No, there will still be baby giraffes, but there will just be one of each, like for example, when I say that isn't growing up from a baby to an adult, isn't that part of life? Isn't that actually life? Wouldn't that be missing if there are no babies anymore? And then they say, no, there will be one of each growing up step. There will be like a baby giraffe and a little bit older giraffe, and a middle-aged giraffe, an old giraffe. One of each will be living in the world, and all these arguments are just completely ridiculous. And you can continue talking to these people, and they start creating these impossible worlds. And it's a little bit like communism, where you create a system that needs all millions of artificial adjustments, where it doesn't work on its own, but everything has to be regulated. The humans in the communistic system, they just have to manage and organize everything that would otherwise be managed and organized just by the existence of money alone, for example, or by traditional hierarchy, or by any of these things. Organization would mostly naturally happen, but in a communistic system where everything is regulated, everything has to be managed. And similarly in Christianity, from a logical perspective, so many things have to be artificially organized. If you remove death, death is just a very convenient regulating mechanism in the world. And if you remove that, you have to solve millions of problems. The whole ecosystem just doesn't work anymore, And human burdens himself with finding artificial solutions for so many problems that would occur if there was no death. And then recently I talked to this vegan girl, and it was the same, it was just a spiraling of insane arguments where this woman just burdens herself with the premise that she must never kill anything thing, you know, any animal, because she wouldn't eat animals because she doesn't want to kill animals. Whereas in nature, every animal in nature kills other animals to survive. And if you take this religious rule of not killing anything, you know, then you create a lot of problems for yourself that have to be solved with technology and artificially, you know. And you know, they go from one extreme to the next, you know. Then they claim, you know, actually you don't really need any nutrients, you can just live on light alone if you train that, and it creates so many logical fallacies if you don't want to kill any being, you know. Because in my opinion, you need to kill other things to survive, you know. And if you don't want to kill animals to survive, to eat them, you have to kill plants as well, you know. And then you start the whole thing, you know, how big is an animal, you know. Microorganisms and bacteria and little bugs, they're all also animals that you kill by eating plants. And it's just a logical fallacy if you don't want to kill animals. And then, you know, if you don't want to kill animals, why do you kill all these plants? You know, the plants want to live as well. If you eat a salad, you kill the salad. And I noticed that refusing to kill anything is the same as Christianity, where they say in the real world there is no death, and in the ideal vegan world there would be no death, you know. Vegans would never kill another person, they would never kill another animal, and they say, yeah, if I'm attacked, I would defend myself and kill other human beings. And they would probably, if they're attacked by a lion, they would also probably kill the lion. But they would never, they want to avoid killing anything. And this is the same as the Christian ideology that there would be no death in an ideal world, you know. And what it creates, what this mindset creates for both vegans and for Christians and Jews and probably Muslims as well, Abrahamic people, and the same with communism, you know, which also has the same ideas of solving forever problems that are natural in the world, you know, removing poverty, for example. In a communistic society, nobody would be poor, and even worse, in a communistic society, there would be no rich and poor. Like, everybody would be exactly the same. How can this happen? That's completely impossible. Just by living alone, just by differing approaches on life, differing ideas, differing skills, differing intelligence, and, you know, you create differences in the people, and obviously some people will be more successful at what they do than others. This will always happen. It doesn't matter in which society. And trying to remove that is an insane idea. So it makes you wonder, are all these things just religions? Are they all these ideologies just disguised religions, you know? Is there like an Abrahamic root to all of this, you know? Like, were all religions and ideologies, do they all stem from the same source? That's the question, because they share these basic logical fallacies. I don't know. I just noticed this weird phenomenon.
Ich weiß, es wird einmal ein Wunder geschehen, und dann werden 1000 Märchen wahr. Ich weiß, so schnell kann keine Liebe vergehen, die so groß ist und so wunderbar. Wir haben beide denselben Stern und dein Schicksal ist auch meins. Du bist mir fern und doch nicht fern, denn unsere Seelen sind eins. Unter mir einmal ein Wunder geschehen und ich weiß, dass wir uns wieder